we're just 77 short days away from electing our next president, and Barack Obama continues to take heat for a very confusing abortion stance. Now, at issue is Obama's vote against an Illinois law that would have protected infants born alive after a botched abortion procedure. Now, Obama defends the vote, claiming that his state version of the bill did not mirror the federal one, which protected Roe v. Wade, but his own campaign seems to disagree. In a statement to the New York Sun, an Obama campaign spokesman acknowledged that the bill Obama voted down was, in fact, identical to the federal version. Joining us now, Fox News contributor, old friend of mine, Bob Beckel, former Giuliani aide, Andrea Tantaros is with us. All right, Bob Beckel, he's taken it a step further. Sounds a little bit like Bob Dole. They're lying about my record, and he used the word lying twice in a recent interview. But here are the facts, and we went back and looked at the exact wording of the bill and what it is he voted against. In fact, the 2003 bill that went before Obama's Health Committee that he voted against is, in fact, identical to the federal legislation that he said he would have supported, but it wasn't like. So the fact is, he's not telling the truth. And this is a bill where these abortions that are induced in this particular case, and late-term induced labor abortion, these kids are born assuming that they're going to die, and they live. So, how does Obama get away from the lying part?
Well, it's not Obama who was lying. It was Alan Keyes who lied by talking about his record. Look, Illinois had a bill has a law that's been there for 20 years that protects children who are born in a botched abortion, as you call it. And Barack Obama supported that. He opposed the bill as it was brought before his committee because it did, in fact, jeopardize the language of Roe v. Wade. And the final bill that passed the Illinois state legislature in 2005, after he left, in fact, it was changed and did protect that legislation.
Bob, I got to correct you, and I got to get it right, and I'm going to bring Andrea in here. Senator Obama's out there specifically claiming the bill he voted against the committee lacked the neutrality language of Roe v. Wade, and that it was not identical to the federal legislation. In fact, it was.
Right.
I have it right here in front of me. Hang on a second, Bob. But Andrea, here's the point. Jill Stanek, who I interviewed, testified before his committee. These babies are born alive. She found one in a soiled utility room in the hospital, a Down syndrome baby that was aborted. She cradled and rocked this baby for 45 minutes. He was unfazed, she says, by the testimony when she gave it to him before his committee. Well, how could this is infanticide.
Well, look, Barack Obama has a 100% rating from NARAL. You don't get that by being a compassionate, pragmatic, middle-of-the-road, like he's trying to paint himself now. And look, now he doesn't have his story straight on a very decisive issue, which politically is this is a bad place for him to be. He just handed this to John McCain on a silver platter.
Bob, that's the point. Bob, hang on a second. I have the language right here.
I understand you have the language to suggest. I don't know how low you people are going to go to suggest that Barack Obama would be in favor of killing babies is absolutely the most obscene, disgraceful. Stick with your other right-wing stuff. But that, come on, he's got two little kids of his own. He wouldn't do that. And by the way, the Illinois Medical Society opposed this bill.
Can I finish the thought? Relax?
Sure, please.
All right, here's the point. These babies are born, and when they come out, they assume the babies are going to die. And so this bill was there to offer and ensure that these children would get medical care. He's saying to the American public that he would have supported the federal legislation if it were written similarly. But in fact, the bill that he opposed was identical. So he's not telling the truth. He had an opportunity to protect these children of botched abortions, and he didn't. That is his record. It's indisputable, incontrovertible.
So you say it's from the Sun in New York. Now, I will tell you, the last thing I'm going to do is put all my marbles on what is said in the Sun.
I have the testimony.
Are you suggesting?
A couple of things on the table here.
You guys answer me this question. Are you suggesting that Barack Obama wants to see babies die?
I'm suggesting, let me get to Andrea here.
I'm suggesting he should have.
What they're really saying here is that Barack Obama wants to kill Jill Stanek's baby. This is really the
message.
This is the message that some Republicans are trying to send. They're going after Obama on this. Jill Stanek knew about this baby, this autistic baby, rather with Down syndrome, and Barack Obama would have that baby dead. That is really the
Alan,
hidden
the
message
bill
you're
language
giving.
speaks for itself. And you do not get a 100% rating from NARAL.
Well, that's I'm not talking about his NARAL rating. I'm talking about the suggestion that somehow Barack Obama supports infanticide.
Who said
Do you
that?
believe that?
Who said that we want
Isn't
to
that
kill
the implication
babies?
here?
No, it's not.
That he wants to kill babies?
Barack Obama did this on his own, Alan.
That's not the implication.
He did this on his own. This is his position. He lied about it, and now
he
he's
didn't
in
lie
hot
about
water.
it. Bob
Yes,
Beckel,
he
there
did.
was already, as you pointed out, a 20-year-long piece of legislation that protected
and by the
babies
way,
who were
Alan,
already born after botched abortions.
They were
right.
dying. What are you talking about?
They were protected already by Illinois law.
It's not true.
Yes, it is true.
NARAL itself does not support the killing of babies born in botched abortions, and to suggest that, Andrea, for you, of all people, and you and Sean, who are both decent people, to suggest, I mean, say, you call him a Muslim, call him all the other stuff you guys are trying to hang on the sky.
Wait a minute, Bob. Nobody's ever. Wait a minute, Bob. Nobody's called him that on this program. Bob Beckel.
All right, hold on.
You're getting carried away with yourself.
The implication here.
He could have protected these children.
I got half the time in this segment. Excuse me. The fact of the matter is the implication that some people going after Obama on this issue, Bob, as we all know, is that he supports infanticide. That's what's been said in some of the anti-Obama literature put out. That is the implication here. It is an outrageous claim and, quite frankly, insulting to a man who actually is compassionate and does care about babies, including two of his own children.
Alan, it is. I've never thought the Republicans would go this low. I've always thought they'd go low, but this is about as low as you can possibly go.
The federal version
And
of
you
that
guys,
bill.
I say it again, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
No, Bob. No, Barack Obama should be ashamed of himself for lying. Look, the federal version of that bill had roughly, it was defeated.
He wants to
305.
kill babies.
Hang on a second.
Hey, wait, I have to jump in here. Bob, wait a minute. That's not what anybody said. When he had an opportunity to protect these babies that were living after botched abortions, he didn't protect them, and now he's lying
because
about
they
it.
were already
That's what the issue
protected
is.
by Illinois law, and the new law had language that would have helped toward overturning Roe versus Wade. That's the reason he voted the way he did.
It was identical to the federal bill.
When you use the example of this little baby,
Andrea.
When you use the example of this little baby being cuddled,
We're going to give Bob a value.
All right, we're going to toss it over to Greta Van Susteren. Comes in. We calm everything down for a moment. Greta tells us what happens right after Hannity.